All right, what's up, you guys? I'm gonna be trying to pass 19 evals. Yes, I'm gonna be gambling. But that's just how I trade evals. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's 50-50, so we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, so also, no, this is not how I usually trade. This is not how I lock in payouts. This is just how I pass evals. Quick, I just gamble them. All right. And I think what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be trading NASDAQ. I'm going to start off with one contract, try to build a somewhat of a buffer. And then the goal is to make 3K on each and just pass these today. All right, well, I mean, what I'm looking at now is it just looks like we tapped this 5 minute supply zone and we've been going down ever since. So I'm trying to see if we break these lows. But it kind of does look like we just bounced off of it. So I'm just kind of waiting here for a setup. Trying to see how this candle here closes. Oh, all right. Well, it's pushing below the 600s. So I would love for this to flush. Wow, that is a crazy candle. Nice. All right. This is a good take profit area. So I'm going to break even here. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely going to start trailing this tighter. All right, we're out of that. That was a good trade. What was that? Let's see. I was, wow, almost 200 ticks. Okay. Okay, okay. I mean, I do think it could go lower. I just wanted to lock in money there. Now we've built a buffer. So now that we've built a buffer, we got a bit more to risk, which is good. All right, I got out of that. Okay, I don't even know how much I made there. Oof, that was a good flush. But it could bounce. That's why I took it out. I'm gonna do one contract here. So I could have a wide stop loss. Oof, that one contract's tight. But we could risk it. Yeah, this 15 minute candle's gonna close soon. So we might see a pullback here. I'll see if it bounces here. Alright, well, damn, this looks very bearish. Where's my entry? 521. Alright, this last minute here, this last candle is definitely gonna be important. Because it'll be a new 5 minute candle and 15. Yeah, I definitely don't want to see it get above the 50s. Yeah, right now I'm selling because these 1 minute candlesticks are closing below this 1 minute demand zone. So usually, I think if the buying would have continued higher, I feel like it would have stayed above this 50% line. All right, added one more contract there. All right, now we're in pretty heavy here. All right, we're gonna start locking in profit here. Start freaking trailing this. Yeah, these are all take profits. Honestly, I've lost count. All right, I like this area here. You're gonna take off a couple. Nice. We just passed it. Oh my god. Bro. Honestly, guys. I okay, this is how I usually pass a bunch of my evals, but I don't like to record it because it's like so we're gambling. It's so what? How do you say it? Degenerate, Um I feel like Togi. If you watch Togi, like he's all in, and that's how it feels when I gamble my evals. And I don't like to record that because it's not I don't think it's something that is like good long term. Like I could pass evals like this, but getting payouts like this, I feel is gonna be a bit harder. So that's why I like to take the funded accounts slower, because I'm like actually trying. With this, like for me it's just 50-50. Like I'm either gonna be wrong or I'm gonna be right. Either I'm gonna blow the account or I'm gonna pass them. I'm like so hype I can't even talk. So basically what I'm trying to tell you is that the way I think about evals is just like if I full port it, like I understand the risk, right? I'm either gonna blow the evals, which is fine because I bought the accounts, right? And I recently just got some payouts. So that's fine. And I'm also fine with passing the accounts, right? Because if I pass the accounts, if I get a payout out of those accounts, it's gonna pay back, all the losses. Me blowing the accounts plus the activation fees for these accounts. I rather full port the e-valves to get them over with quicker, right? I understand the risk of it though, right? I'm fine with blowing the e-valves and I'm fine with passing it. So it's like it's 50-50 in my head. I hate showing the gambling side of me because it's not something I get my payouts with. It's just something I get the evals with. Um, but yeah, I know a lot of people are curious of how I pass accounts. No, I'm not gonna stream me full porting accounts because I know people do tend to copy my trades, and that's fine. So I don't want to give examples of like literally random trades. Obviously, it's not so random. Like I actually waited for good setups, but if this short here didn't really happen and we just chopped up here, I would have blown the accounts, right? Because I would have gotten chopped up in this area. Thankfully, the flush down did happen. And if you're wondering why I'm short, so basically I was bearish, right? Because if we go to the 5 minute time frame, let's make this bigger so you guys can see it. There we go. If we go to the 5 minute time frame, what have we been doing ever since the market opened up? We have literally just been moving sideways, right? These yellow lines are the first 15-minute range. So market opened up right here. Yes, it's been going up, right? It has been going up, but you can see right up here we kept rejecting this 5 minute supply zone, which we've already rejected once right here. And then I would say about 3 times. I mean, it barely touched it on here, but then over here it definitely touched it. So once I saw that, I was like, okay, we rejected this supply zone. So what's the next area of interest? Is this zone right here, which was a 3 minute zone. So then from there, I was either thinking, okay, we're gonna bounce off of this zone right here, or which is why I had this, because I was like, let me see if I'm gonna take a long here because it could pop up. But then we ended up breaking below this 3 minute zone, and you can see a 3 minute candle started to close below the 50% line. Basically, what I'm saying is, yes, there's a lot of buying here, right? Obviously, we made this move here. But if we get below 50% of this area, right, below 50% of the zone, we're most likely going to break through it and continue to go lower, right? So, yes, even though you would expect buying here, the opposite could always show up. So, that's why I shorted. You can see I shorted it. Let's see. Right at the 600s. So, I took a short here because I saw it breaking below this 50% line. And usually I do wait for a candle close, but I'm gambling. So basically, when I'm gambling, I'm like extra confident in the moves. So that's why I shorted it there, right? Because we want a tight stop loss with a quick move down. And that's what we got. Honestly, I could have held that first trade and we could have passed in one trade. But since I'm like gambling, you want to make sure you lock in money, especially if you have a daily loss limit, right? For these new 50K end of day accounts, it does have $1,000 loss limit on the day. So you don't want to actually full port all in on your first trade. I would build up a buffer first, like I did here, right? So on this first trade, I made around, I think it was 1,200. So then I got out of it. And then I was like, okay, we're moving lower. So I kept shorting. And then I got stopped out on this first short here. And then I think I took a long, did I? Long. Yeah, I think. I'm pretty sure I took a long. Then I got stopped out and I was like, okay. Yeah, right here. Sorry guys, I kind of forgot the trades that I took. But I took a long right here because I thought we were bouncing off of this area here. And then I was like, damn, I got stopped out. We're most likely gonna continue to go down. And we have. Honestly, I'm very surprised because it's about to be lunchtime and like these moves are literally better than the opening. This is like so random to me. But perfect timing for me, I guess. Wow. Yeah, that was like great timing for me, but for the markets, horrible timing. I wish this move happened in the morning. Then I probably would have streamed it. But damn, random short, all from this 5 minute supply zone. But again, something that I forgot to mention is that this is it looks like a crazy move and it is. So some people might call this like a trend breakout, but for me, this is the opposite of a breakout, right? If you go on the 5 minute time frame, basically we're just coming back inside of this range, right? If it was a breakout, I'd be bullish. Right up here. I'd expect this to break out of the range. But since it's low volume, in order for the market to break out, higher, you would need a better volume push. And of course, there's not really volatility because of this crazy move that happened in the morning. So this was the opposite of a breakout trade, right? We're just betting that the market is going to go back inside of the range that it's been in for a while. Did I expect the shorts to just pop in this clean? No. I didn't. But damn, it did, thankfully. But yeah, with these new accounts, I'm hoping that obviously I win more because the last 2 weeks I have been getting chopped up. I've been like on a 2 week losing streak And I know a lot of people have as well. Like the markets have just been not the best during New York Open. Like literally even this morning, right? New York Open was choppy. And then right now, usually the market is choppy because it's lunchtime. But no, it does the opposite. It's more volatile than New York opening. So yeah, the markets are erratic. They're not usually how they are. So just gotta be patient and wait for the market to get better. And then obviously when I'm winning, the goal is just to take advantage of that, right? And the way I'm taking advantage of that is with prop firms. So we'll see, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and head out. Um, sorry, I just got a text. Damn, I'm getting distracted easily. Um, what do I say now? Like, subscribe if you want. If you want. Again, I really just did this video for mostly entertainment, but also show you guys how I do pass my evals. But remember, this is how I pass evals. This is not how I get consistent payouts. So, yeah, keep that in mind. I love you guys and thank you for watching.